Welcome to the very first episode of Graceful Restoration. I'm very excited to be starting this web series with you guys. I was going to use tonight as just a welcome, but I didn't want to waste an episode, but I will start by saying I am not a licensed or professional therapist or psychologist, so do not come to this live thinking you're going to get professional help. That's not what this is for. I'm just here to help and encourage other young folks like myself get through things, everyday life issues, mental health things that they may or may not can talk to their friends about, or things you may be embarrassed to talk about. I'm here for you. So that is the purpose of Graceful Restoration. This was supposed to be my motivational speaking ordeal, but life had other plans. So I was just like, all right, God, you've given me this. Let's do something with it now. So I'm here, and I am starting Graceful Restoration web series with you guys in hopes that I help someone like me. And also another disclaimer, I will not be discussing any current world events at all. So if you comment something of that nature and I overlook it, I'm just being respectful of everyone, and I will not be discussing those type of events on this web series. So we're going to get started. Today we're going to be dealing with the mind. The topic of tonight is you are what you think you are. And I'm going to say that probably a lot, not because that's the topic, but because that's real. You are what you think you are. So I'm going to start and open up with this quote, my favorite athletic quote. Henry Ford was not an athlete, but he said, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you are right. And that is so true on so many different levels. What you think of yourself, you start to become. So whether it's a negative thought or a positive thought, whatever you think of yourself, you will eventually believe it, and you will start to become that person that you think you are. Also, the comments, I will be reading comments throughout. So if I don't get to your comment right away, I will eventually throughout the video. But what we think controls our life. It controls how we live. Our thoughts can run our lives. They can ruin our lives over a little thought. Who would have thought that one little thought can have so much power over what you do and what you say and how you act on a normal day basis? Our behaviors are a reflection of our thoughts. Not a lot of people think about that, but negative thoughts usually result in negative behaviors, whereas positive thoughts result in positive behaviors. For instance, if you have negative thoughts towards someone, you're not going to be the nicest to them. And if you have positive thoughts towards someone, you're going to be very nice to them. And that's because of what you think of the person. And you see there, the way you think of the person controls how you act towards them. So we as young adults, and the older people as well, we have to control our conscious thoughts. We can't sit down and control everything we think about, but the ones that we have control over, we need to take control over them before they take control over us. And when they do take control over us, that turns into depression, it turns into suicide, it turns into lack of self-confidence, it turns into all the negative things in life because of what you think. So if we look at Walter Mischel, he is a psychologist, his theory suggests that a person's behavior is influenced by two things: attributes of a given situation and the manner in which the person perceives the situation. So perception also goes along with your thoughts. So the way you see something, the way you see someone, all of that will factor into the way you think about it, and that will factor into the way you act. Now, it depends on, I will say, what you feed into yourself, because a lot of what we think is based on what we feed ourselves. No, I'm not talking about food. I'm talking about social media, entertainment, TV, our friends, the things that we take on a daily basis. Those things that we feed ourselves affects our thoughts as well. And I'll give an example. So back in my day, when I was a little girl, the I don't even know what their names were, but the girls, the Kardashians. They had the perfect figure, all the money, the makeup, the hair, whatever. Everybody wanted to be like them. Oh, I want to look like her. I want the butt like her. I want the waist like her. I want her hair. Or the Barbie dolls way back in the day. We want to be like the Bratz dolls. We want to be like the Barbies that we've seen on TV. And that changed the way we thought of ourselves. So now we're looking at this hourglass woman on TV and we're thinking, well, dang, I wish I looked like that. Or we're looking at this very beautiful model on Instagram and we're thinking now, I wish I looked like that. So now we go to the store and we buy makeup. We go to plastic surgeons and have surgery done. And all of those actions are in reaction to a thought. So we have altered our entire body over one thought that came from something that we fed into our bodies, which was celebrities. And that's now that we have so many negative things going on. As I said, I was not going to address anything, but the world is full of negative things, and we are always feeding ourselves negativity, whether you're scrolling on social media and you're just reading things, or you're just flicking the TV and you find the news is on and you listen to that. It doesn't matter how you get it in, it's the fact that it's in there and now it has control over your thoughts. So it's up to you to really analyze what you think about. Think positively. It's easier said than done. Of course, you don't sit down and think positive thoughts all day. And I mean, there's some people that do, but we have to work ourselves up to that. So instead of thinking negative off gate, we need to train our minds to start thinking more positive. So as far as what we feed into ourselves, that goes for children as well. I don't know if anybody on my live right now has children, but that is very important nowadays, what we feed into our children. Now that we're old enough to know better, our children don't know just yet. So we know that the entertainment, the TV, the social media, all that stuff, we know what that feeds us because we're old enough to know. So it's up to us to control how that controls our thoughts so that we control what we feed into our kids. And not even just kids, your friends, your family members, people that you encounter on the daily. You have control over what you pour into them. So you need to start at home and make sure that you can control your thoughts to help someone else, which is what I'm trying to do today and every day that I put stuff together to prepare for this video or the videos to come. So when you think things like, I'm scared, you become scared. When you think things like, I'm bold, I'm strong, you become strong and bold. I will give a very personal example of that happened to me today. So, of course, Graceful Restoration has been on my heart for a couple years now. As I mentioned in the beginning of the video, I wanted this to be my motivational speaking, but I changed it into a web series for time being. But when I finally got it together and, I had my time with God and I was just like, all right, God, let's do this. I was pumped. I was excited. I can do this. I was ready. This morning I woke up, I was terrified. I was scared. The first thing I thought when I got up today is the day I'm supposed to start this webinar and I'm scared. And I became scared. I did. I texted my fiance and I said, I can't do it today. I'm going to wait and I'm going to start next week. Because I gave him a lot of excuses, but the excuses were just covering up the fact that I was scared because I thought this morning that I was scared. So because I thought that to myself, it showed in my actions, and I wasn't going to do the video because I was scared, because I thought that I was scared, and it bled over into my actions. So of course he gave me that push I needed, and when I got myself together, I thought I can do this, I can do this, and here I am. I'm doing it. So our actions are basically coming from our thoughts. And that seems so minute. Like, who would have thought a little thought can control so much of your life? You can go anywhere in this world that you want to go if you think you can. You can do anything in this world that you want to do if you think you can. You can be whoever you want to be if you think you can. It's all in a thought. And they always say you've got to start somewhere, so it starts with a thought. If you think you can, You can. You can. So you may be thinking, how can I control what I think? You can't. You can't control how you think. You just can't. Too many thoughts within the day. You can't sit down and pick out every thought that comes to your mind. Impossible. But you can help how you think. First, you can start by changing your perception. Change the way that you look at things. They always say the grass is greener on the other side. That's true. It is in most cases. I live by the motto, it could have been worse. It could be worse. And that's very true as well. So what works for me may not work for you. So you need to find a way that you can change your perception. Change the way you view things. Everything that's going on looks negative, but find the positive in things. You know, it doesn't have to be what you see. Just because it looks bad doesn't mean that it's the worst and that it's the worst that it'll be. It's all on how you see things. The first initial sight may be pretty bad, but when you take it in, when it's time to comprehend what's really happening, try to see the positive side of it. Train your mind not to go to the negative. And it's possible to train your mind because I have. I started whenever, I don't even know, when I started dealing with depression. It's been years and years ago, probably high school. I mean, those thoughts come in on their own. I don't wake up and say, hey, let's be depressed today, and then think depressing thoughts all day. That's not how it works. It just comes on its own. But I do have control to think something positive. So whenever I have a negative thought, I change it around. Now that I'm mature enough to do that, I change it around to something positive. And it's possible. So we have to start by training our minds. And try before you knock it. Before you even begin thinking negatively, try to think positively first. So I'll use two separate examples for this. So for women, because I know our bodies and our weight is a very important thing. So say you want to lose weight. Losing weight is a goal of yours. Okay, so you weigh this and you want to weigh this. You have your goal set. Okay, you're laying on the couch, flipping TV, you see P90X come on, Sean's doing a hardcore workout, and the first thing you say is, I can't do that. How do you know? You haven't tried. You let a negative thought control what you do, and you didn't even try. You didn't even try. You didn't even get up to see if you could jog for 30 seconds like he said do. All because you had a negative thought. So, try it before you knock it, all right? Here you are again. Flipping, you see P90X. Sean says, all right, guys, get up. Let's go for 30 seconds. We're going to jog it out. And you think, okay, maybe I can try that. It won't hurt to try. You get up because you thought you could. You get up and you try. Okay, you didn't last but what, 2 seconds? You jog for 2 seconds. You're dripping sweat. You're tired. And now you have the negative thought, dang, I can't do that. I knew I couldn't do it. I shouldn't have done it. But now you can turn your negativity into a goal. You started with positivity, and it got you one step further than it would have than if you would have thought a negative thought. So now you've tried it, and you failed, and that's okay. Failure is fine. Failure is fine. The more failure you have, the more you appreciate your success. So you've tried it, you've got somewhere, but now you're like, well, man, I only jogged for 2 seconds, and we were supposed to do 30 seconds. That sucks. But tomorrow I'm gonna try to do 3 seconds. And then next week I'm gonna try to do 10 seconds. And then before you know it, a month's gone by and you're doing the whole P90X routine. All because you got up and thought that you could. One thought can change a lot. And when it comes to negativity, if it's a possibility, change your negativity into a goal. If you're having a personal negativity, a family negativity, turn that into a goal. If you know, all right, we got a family gathering next weekend. Dang, this about to be terrible. All we do is fight and fuss and argue. Okay, well, you've already knocked that out the window because of what you fed yourself. Your family gatherings have fed you now negativity. You know every family gathering will be negative because of the negative experience. So, start with the first thought. Train your thoughts. Train your mind. Family gathering next weekend. All right, man. What can I do to make it a good time? Maybe I should take a game to play with my cousins so we won't have time to argue and fight. Think something positive, and then you get there and you'll have a great time. You have to start in your mind. It starts in your mind. One thought can change everything. One thought. Next example, this one comes from a very personal spot. Using your gifts. Whether you're a singer, dancer, artist, cook, chef, whatever your gift may be. One thought changes everything. Everything. If you know God has given you the gift to do whatever it may be tying shoes. God gave you the gift of tying shoes, and you say, I can't do it. But that's your gift, and you know that's your gift. One thought. For me, it's singing. It used to be when someone say, will you sing a song for me? I can't do that. I'm scared. What if you don't like it? What if it doesn't sound right? What if I mess up? What if something happens? What if I start singing and get choked? I mean, it's just all the negative stuff in the world comes to me when it comes to singing. But I have been working on training my mind. So before, when I would go to a church, I would think, okay, if they open up the floor for somebody to sing, I'm going to just leave early so they can't catch me. I'm going to just leave on out. But now that I've trained my mind, I think differently. So when I'm getting ready to go to a service, I already have in my mind, okay, if somebody asks me to sing, what am I going to sing? Leaving's not an option. What am I going to sing? If I get to church on Sunday and my pastor says, come up and sing a song, what am I going to sing? That's how my thought process has changed, and that's what I'm trying to help you guys understand, that one thought changes everything. And there's two things that keeps us from doing things. Fear and what ifs. And if you noticed, fear and what ifs are thoughts. You weren't scared until you thought you were scared. You weren't scared until you thought about it. One thought. What ifs? You're thinking, what if they don't like it? What if it goes wrong? What if something happens? You're thinking all of these negative what ifs. Think of one positive what if and let that snowball. Okay, they want me to sing. Oh, instead of thinking, well, what if I say the wrong words? Or what if I don't sing it with the music? Or what if I don't sound like so-and-so? Instead of thinking that, maybe I should think, well, what if this opens the doors that I've needed to be open? What if this one song selection changes my life forever? What if I help somebody, one person, with this song? What if something good happens? You know? Everything's not negative. Not all what ifs are negatives. They always say, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Some of those can be positive. Your what ifs can be positive. It's all about the way you see things. It's all about the way you think. Your what ifs can be positive. And if they're positive, they'll turn into positive thoughts. And positive thoughts will result in positive behaviors and positive actions. And the last thing, think and speak the opposite of negativity, because you will begin to believe and live it. As I stated earlier, you are what you think you are. If you get up every morning and you think to yourself, I am a failure, eventually you're going to start believing it, and then you're going to get that mindset, well, I'm a failure anyway, so why do I need to do it? And now that's affecting your behaviors, which affects the way you live, all from one thought. So what you think really affects how you live. So before I get off of here, I'm going to read comments, but I'm going to share 2 things that you can do to start towards positive thinking, to start towards changing the way you think and see things. Make sure I don't have any. Okay, I don't have any comments. Okay, which is perfect. So, 2 things. 1, feed yourself positivity. Thoughts are usually reflecting what you feed yourself. So feed yourself positivity. If it's nothing but looking in the mirror in the morning and saying, dang, you look good, it's positive. I'm a silly person. I have a bubbly personality. I can get up in the morning, my bun is on this side of my head, shirt hanging off my shoulder, one eye's leaning, and I just woke up, and I will get in the mirror and be like, gosh, you're freaking beautiful. Girl, you are the bomb. It's silly, But that lasts. It's positive. And no one else is going to feed you positivity. You have to do that for yourself. If you go out here looking for someone to feed you positivity, you're going to be looking for the rest of your life. It has to start within yourself. You have to create a positive image for yourself. And it starts here. You can't look to your boyfriend or girlfriend for positivity. And I don't mean that in a negative way. You can't expect to get all of your positivity from them because it has to start here. What you think has nothing to do with them. It starts here. So number one, you need to feed yourself positivity. Whether it's you need to follow some, meditation people on Facebook or Instagram so that while you're scrolling through negativity, you'll find a positive post or something. Or maybe download like a positive meditation or therapeutic podcast or something. Put something in your daily life that is positive so that you have some kind of positive feed in your life, because you have to. It's a lot of negativity going on in the world, and the last thing you need to do is feed yourself negativity. So if it's nothing but looking in the mirror in the morning, posting sticky notes around your room or your home, writing down things in your journal, if you're a singer, write a song. If you're a rapper, write a rap. Just do something that feeds you positivity. That's the number one thing. You need to feed yourself some positivity. Secondly, there are 2 questions that you should ask yourself in the morning, preferably in the morning, but whenever you have you time. What can I do today to make myself a better person? Or, what can I do today to make today a better day? You should ask yourself that every day. It doesn't have to be in the morning. I'm just a morning talker, I guess. So, whenever you just ask yourself, what can I do today to make myself a better person? To make today a better day? Whether you're a friendly person and smiling at the stoplight is something you like to do and it makes you feel like a better person, do it. If you're a giver and you see a homeless person and you give them $20 or you go get them a meal, if that made you a better person, do it. But do something that has an impact on yourself and others. And you may be a person that's not really into doing things like that. You may not be a people's person. You may not want to see the homeless person on the side of the road or smile at the person at the stoplight. You might just want to sit in your room and write. Well, write you something. If you know writing makes you feel like a better person, write. But you need to make sure every day you do something towards making yourself a better person. And 9 times out of 10, if you do that, it's something positive. Unless, you're just into some crazy stuff, but do something positive, and at the end of the day, you can then reflect and say, well, what did I do today to make today a better day? What did I do today to make myself a better person? If you don't have an answer, try again tomorrow. But if you do, take that with you and use that. Share it with someone else. Be the light that we need in this dark world. And it starts with positive thoughts. It sounds crazy, I know, but one thought can change everything. One thought can change you, and you can change someone else, and they can change someone else, and before you know it, we're changing the world by one thought. One thought is all it takes. And if we change the way that we think about things, and if we take on a positive mindset, over time, it'll outweigh things like depression and suicide. When you're sitting on your bed contemplating suicide, all of those positive thoughts that you thought up until that day will outweigh that suicidal thought. That's why it's important to start today and just be positive. Like I said, it's easier said than done. I can't get in your brain and rewire it for you, and you can't get in your brain and rewire it yourself. But it starts with one thought, one little bitty thought. If it's nothing but I can, at least you know that you can. One thought will change everything about you. One. You get up in the morning and you think you're beautiful, after being told that you're ugly, or after being told that you're fat, or being told that you'll never look like a Barbie doll, if you believe in yourself that you are beautiful, then you are beautiful because you are what you think you are. You are not what everybody else think you are. What everybody else thinks lasts for what, a couple seconds? If it's negative, it might burn or sting for a day. But that's what they think. That's on them. You are what you think you are, which means think positive about yourself. It doesn't matter what was fed to you as a kid. It doesn't matter what was fed to you as an adult. There are adults that suffer from verbal abuse, whether it's from a spouse or a parent or a friend, co-worker, family member, a child. People deal with things like that. And that's where the negative thoughts and the negative mindsets come from. And now it's time for you to get up, change your thought process, and just think one positive thing about yourself a day. If it's the same thing for 2 weeks, if you wake up every morning and you think, I'm beautiful, for 2 weeks, in 2 weeks I bet you're going to walk out the house and know you're beautiful. Doesn't matter what man say you don't look like Kim Kardashian or you don't look like Beyonce. Doesn't matter. You know you're beautiful. Why? Because you thought so. And that's all that matters, because you are what you think you are. So why not be positive? Why not? Now is the time for you to be positive, to spread the light, to spread the hope, the joy. If it's nothing but a smile, spread it. The world needs it now. The world needs a lot of positivity. And why fake a smile when you could just change your thought process and change the way you see things so that your smile is genuine? You're spreading real positivity and not social media positivity with a selfie and you're smiling. You look happy, but are you really? It's all in the mind. Be mindful of what you feed into yourself. If you've got to cut off friends because all they seem to bring you is negativity, cut them off. Cut them off. It's okay. If all you get at home is negativity, distance yourself. If something that you see on your Facebook is just negative, 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 take a break from Facebook. Snapchat, take a break. Instagram, take a break. If you have other idols or celebrities or people that make you feel negative about yourself, take them off. Delete them. Block them. Unfriend them. Take care of you. Think positive about yourself. It just takes one thought. One. That's it. All the successful suicides out here took one thought. One. That's all. It took either one positive thought or one negative thought. One thought can change your life and everyone else around you. I'm a suicide survivor. Never thought I would get to the point to have to share anything like this, but one thought could really change everything. That one positive thought before your suicide can save your life. One thought. That's all. They say you gotta start somewhere. So start with that one thought. I hope you guys enjoyed or got something out of this video. Okay, I have questions. I did not know that I was gonna have questions. Okay, before I cut off, if we remember nothing from this live, what are 4 major points that we should leave with? 1, positive feed. Feed yourself positivity, whether it's, like I said, writing sticky notes and posting them on your wall or posting them on your mirror. Positive feed. Feed yourself positivity. 2, ask yourself, what can I do to make myself a better person or to make today a better day? That's the second one. 3, something can be changed with your one thought. One thought can change your life. One thought can change the world and change the way you view things. Try to see the positive before you pick up on the negative. So those are the 4 things that I would say that you guys should leave with. Absolutely, Aisha. That's very true. Hey, Deantra. Yes. Make sure I didn't have any more questions before I got off of here. But yeah, those are the 4 things that I would say you can take with you. But most importantly, the positive feed, because we don't understand how much of an impact these things have on us. Whether, like I said, it's the news or your friend calling a gossip or something you've seen on Instagram or Facebook, that stuff has an impact on you. Because then you start getting thoughts of what everybody else thinks, and then it changes the way you think, and now here you are thinking negatively about everything because of something you saw. So the biggest thing is the positive feed. And to remember that one thought can change everything. One thought can change your life. It can change your family's life. It can save a life from one thought. One. So like I said, I am going to end this here because it's been a very great teaching, I guess I should say. These videos to this series will be on Graceful Restoration's YouTube channel. I will be posting that tonight or tomorrow, probably tonight. You can find all the videos from this series once we get started on this YouTube channel. I also have a Twitter account for Graceful Restoration. I'll throw out some positive tweets and photos or whatever. So if you want to follow my Twitter, I'll post that as well. I'll post a link to my YouTube so you can subscribe to that and find these videos whenever you need them. If you've liked this video or learned something or took something from this, you can like it, love it, share it to your friends, do whatever you want to do. Just spread the positivity, you know. If you can't spread a smile, spread a video. But yeah, I'll post all the links to everything tonight to get everyone, you know, situated. If you're a YouTuber, then you can find it there. And I know stuff tends to get lost on Facebook. If you share it after a couple days or weeks, you won't be able to find it anymore unless you save it. So it'll be accessible on YouTube. And I'll put links on here as well to the YouTube throughout the week if you want to find the old videos. But we will be doing this every Monday at 6:30. You can comment topics that you want to be discussed. You can personal message me if you want to say something or share something with me that's not really for the public eye. I am here for you. You may or may not know me. I am yes, I do have a YouTube channel. I was just saying that I will be sharing that link tonight. Once I get this video uploaded to the Graceful Restoration channel, I will post a link and the Twitter account as well. But I lost my train of thought. But anywho, everything will be accessible on here whenever I finish this video. Of course, you can't create a YouTube channel until you've had the first video put up, so that'll be there. And that'll be there for you to watch at any time. I remember what I was saying. I am here for you. You may or may not know me, and that's fine. I am here. You can send me a personal message. You can comment. You can do whatever. I am accessible. I don't want anybody to think that I'm doing these lives and I'm grand or whatever. I am a human. I am a suicide survivor. I have overcome depression, anxiety, and low self-esteem and all that stuff. I have overcome that stuff, and I'm here to help someone else. Whether you have a support system or not, it's still good to have someone that you can come to, and I'm open to that. If you have questions, if you have concerns, or if you want to get advice about something, I am here for you. I'm a message away. I usually respond pretty quickly for the most part, unless I'm asleep, which is all the time. I'm kidding, but I'm here for you. If no one else tells you, I am here for you. If you feel like you just can't take anymore, you send me a message, and I promise you I will respond. I promise that I will be here for you no matter what it is. And what you discuss with me will not be used in any of my footage, live or not. It's strictly between us, unless you give me something that you want me to share. But other than that, you come to me and it is strictly confidential, but I am here for you because I know what it's like to go through things behind closed doors. I have a wonderful support system at home. My parents are loving and they are there for me. I also have wonderful sisters that are there for me, a wonderful pastor, a wonderful fiance. I have a wonderful support system, but I understand that there are some things that you just can't talk about. There are things that you're scared to talk about with your loved ones or someone that knows you personally, so you can come to me. I'm here for it. I am here for it. If it's 12:45 in the morning and you feel like you want to take a bottle of pills, you send me a message first. Send me a message. I don't even care if you comment on something. Just do something. If you're feeling depressed, you reach out to me and I will be there for you. That is what I am here for. That is my assignment from God, to be here for you. If no one else is for you, I am. I am all for you because we are going to get through this together. We're going to grow through this together, and I'm here for you. So we'll be back on Monday at 6:30. I hope you guys really enjoyed this or got something out of it. Like I said, like it, comment, share, do whatever you want to do. Post it in your chats or your groups or whatever. Do what you got to do, but get the word out. Be positive. Feed yourself some positivity tonight before you go to bed. Make sure you look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself how good you look. You do it. And I promise you, you're going to start looking better to yourself. If don't nobody else say you look good, you'll know you look good. And that's all that matters because you are what you think, guys. So y'all tune in next week. Monday, 6:30. We'll be here on Facebook Live. I will see you guys next week. Have a wonderful night. And as my favorite professor always said, go forth, be blessed, and be a blessing.